Welcome into the Daily Reload. I'm Crash and you're busy, so let's go ahead and get into the shooter news. Now, I've heard a lot of people on Twitter or even content creators and YouTubers say with the state of FPS games right now that I wish I could just make my own game. Well, one YouTuber is actually putting their money where their mouth is, and that is Big Fry. He's making a single-player story game called Transience, and just the other day, he released Devlog 3. So what I want to do in this video, how this is going to work, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and give you the rundown of some of the really cool high points from this, but after you watch this video, I need you to do two things. Click on the video down below, check out the devlog for yourself, and you get even more information, more footage, and more stuff that I'm going to show you today. And also head over to Steam and hit that wish list button so you can be notified when this game is ready to rock, because this is a game that they're pouring their heart and soul into, it sounds like, and he's really going for a low price point so you guys get your money's worth and they can kind of get themselves on the map as a development team. So let me give you guys the high points of what is new with this game, and then we'll talk about a little bit afterwards if you guys are excited about this game or not and how it's going to look. But if you haven't known, Transience is a game where you become an accountant, a hired mercenary who keeps the books balanced by any means necessary. This time, you are the intended target. You take a journey through New Houston in the year 2056, and you follow one man's tale of redemption as he escapes transience. And when you hear Big Fry talk about it, you hear a lot of his influences that come from Max Payne, Splinter Cell, the old Rainbow Six games. You hear those thrown around quite a bit. So what progress has been made since December, which is when the last devlog was? We got to see our first glimpses of the new MP5 SMG, the Saiga shotgun, and Sam Fisher's favorite, the F2000 assault rifle. And all weapons are set to be done by the next devlog. All the weapons that are going to be in the game will be able to be showcased in a few months when the next devlog should come out. Attachments are continuing to be added, and this game has a really neat system where you can change stuff on the fly. I think it's inspired by like the backpack system from World War III, kind of the plus system from Battlefield 2042. You can change on the fly. This even looks a lot like Road to Vostok. This is kind of becoming the standard for being able to attach weapons on the fly, and I'm all for that trend in FPS games. You can definitely tell an upgrade in graphics. There's been more lighting passes. You showcase the warehouse map, and this game has an interesting look to it. I think they've done a good job at kind of finding their own look. You have that kind of cel-shaded Borderlands comic style, but just a little bit more graphic fidelity and realism added to it, and it kind of really does find its own look. I feel like the artwork really sets this kind of dystopian mood, and they've added a bunch more nuances within some of the environments about how corporations are kind of taking over, and about how, you know, everyday work life is becoming more automated with, you know, areas to socialize. There's a big screen with a countdown timer in the bullpen where everybody works that tells them when their breaks are and how many more hours they have to work. And it's a little bit alarming because you could kind of see some of this stuff actually coming to fruition, but it adds kind of to the believability of the story. There's been a lot of work done on the cutscenes. These are kind of Max Payne style comic cutscenes, but they're quite a bit different now, and they're also working on redesigning how these play and how you can keep moving and keep doing things within the story when you experience some of the cutscenes. It doesn't completely take you out of the game and break your immersion in the story, which I think that is a pretty cool idea. Some of the other new mechanics that you can see is an EMP gadget that's being worked on. You can see examples of this in the really cool shooting range where you can test weapons. There is going to be a body dragging mechanic that is being worked on, so you can drag bodies out of the way of enemy combatants so they can't see you, and kind of keep that stealth mechanic, that stealth vibe going up so you can maneuver around the map without being detected. Armor and health regeneration pins are being worked on and added to the game very soon. A lot of work has been done to the visor HUD, as well as they're adding mechanics that when you look at a weapon to see what's in there, it gives you a quick breakdown of the stats, kind of like Borderlands. You can see what the gun is and if you want to pick it up or not. Seeing how far this game has come since the last devlog in December really speaks to the commitment, I feel like, of them seeing this project through, because as you guys know, if you're familiar with Big Fry, some of his content where he calls out kind of NFT scams or asset flips, there's a little bit of reputation on the line. Big Fry is sticking his neck out there when he wouldn't have to. He obviously isn't doing this for money. They said they're working on funding it through themselves. They're putting up all the money. I really respect that he's being straightforward with that. They're looking for a low price point that's affordable, basically doing it the right way. All the things he speaks out against, he is not doing. There's not going to be any crowdfunding. They're not doing like early access previews and pre-order type stuff like that. When it's done, when they're happy with it, it's going to come out. It's going to be a straightforward deal. It sounds like the price points they discussed were really reasonable in my opinion, and it just sounds like when the game's done, we can buy it, we can play it, and that's how it's going to work out. So it's really refreshing to see something like this with the honesty and just kind of, it's got like a blue collar vibe to it. A lot of these developers are working really hard. They're doing other side jobs. This is just a part-time thing, and you can tell the folks over there are working really hard, and the progress is pretty mind-blowing. So like I said, guys, go ahead and hop over to Big Fry's video if you want some even more details, even more footage. You can see even more of what the game looks like. Head over to Steam and wishlist if you're interested in keeping it up. If you made it this far in the video and watched me ramble about it, thank you. I really appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by the Daily Reload. I hope to see you guys tomorrow.